Welcome to 15K plus random movie reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K plus movies to randomly watch whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 43 of 15K plus random movie reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie 3059 in Metacritic's all-time list. It is The Blind Swordsman, Zatoichi. It's from 2003. It runs for 116 minutes. Got a Metascore of 75 and a user score of 7.2. Box office worldwide was 32.3 million, which I think is probably a successful movie for Japanese release in Japan with subtitles. The nutshell summary is director Takeshi Kitano takes on Japanese cinematic legend Zatoichi. Kitano stars the blind wanderer with a distinctive red cane and a shock of platinum blonde hair. Softly spoken, he makes a living as a masseur and by gambling, but his humble, shuffling facade masks a lightning-fast, deadly swordsman. Did you overall enjoy Zatoichi?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
but that might be a very strong word to use. It wasn't painful. There were elements of this movie I really enjoyed, and there were elements of this movie that really irked me.
Yeah, well, let's bring out the elephant in the room and the most horrendously stupid production choice.
Oh, the CGI blood squirts.
Yeah, and the fact that the swords were just faked coming through the bodies and were like shaking it just lended itself to it's not real. This isn't real, and it
didn't need to be. Or if you were going to go that hard into CGI, you want to comic book it up, but it didn't need that. I think practical effects probably would have been cheaper, would have been much more effective. I don't get that choice. I really don't. It annoyed me straight away because it starts off with this straight away.
Yeah. We meet Zatoichi sitting by the side of the road doing his usual sighing and
I'm blind. Still blind. Oh God, I'm still blind.
Yeah. So he's resting on the side of the road, and a bunch of hooligans come up, and the little boy comes over to them, and they go, "Yo, take his cane away from him, and
we'll give you a couple of quid if you knock his cane and steal it. Haha, yeah. I'll teach him."
So of course, Zatoichi lets the little kid take it anyway, but of course it's a little trap there, you know. He's like, "Oh," and the hoodlums come over and go, "Yo, even a kid can take your cane away from you.
Even a master is powerless without his sword, you jerk."
Yeah.
Oh, fatal last words.
It's a nice little introduction because Zatoichi just breaks the guy's ankle. Go, bit of a Husera the Bone Woman there.
Stabby.
Yeah,
suddenly
lots of
several
stabs.
deads are dead.
Yeah, and then there's a guy just running away. But yeah, we begin the whole movie with the whole fake blood, CGI blood, and yeah, it was a production choice. He did say it. The dude Takeshi Kitano, who starred in it and directed this, he basically said, there's going to be a lot of violence, so I wanted this to be like a blooming flower on the screen.
I get that, but if you look at Kill Bill,
which that's
practical effects, blooming flower of blood, beautiful in a disturbing kind of way, but beautifully done. This
and
is
real.
Yes, absolutely real, and it's comic book. It's silly, but effective, and hits the mark. It feels fake. It feels stuck on the top. I don't know. It's just so incredibly fake that it just doesn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you'll see some scenes where the guy who's getting stabbed, his back is to the camera, and then the sword will come through it, and it's just floating like in the middle of his torso.
Yeah, like a meme, like something you'd see in TikTok. It's just stuck on the top.
Yeah. We have a TikTok account, everybody, if you want to follow. And, yeah. So then, and you kind of, and I think you're right as well. Like if you're gonna CGI the blood, then I want to see fountains of it. I want to see.
Oh yeah, go hard.
Yeah, just like Kill Bill, where you sort of it just gushes like a geyser.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go from that introduction scene to then we see this young dude, the Ronin for hire, basically the bodyguard for hire. He's chopping down some fellas, and then we see, and quickly we see these two geishas, the Naruto sisters, garroting a cleric.
Yeah, I liked the whole story arc of the geisha girls.
It was interesting. It was complex a little bit,
Yeah,
and yeah, it
I
was
would have
good.
liked more of them, but we don't. We get a bit more actually, a little bit backstory later on, which is actually kind of painful at times. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they're two good characters in the.
Mm.
There's a couple of dodgy, stupid characters in this,
Oh yeah,
like Shinkichi, the comic foil.
oh yeah,
Who
or the naked spearman.
I actually thought there was going to be this a predictable trope where he helps.
I'm really delighted that didn't happen. I have it written down here at the very end of the movie. I went, yes, he doesn't do anything. Because it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense that he would. And it is a trope. It's, he comes to the rescue at the end. No.
No.
Thank you for
no.
not doing it.
He's just an interesting character to have in the community.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's basically this guy dressed up in a sumo loincloth with a sign, and he wants to be a samurai, and he just runs around screaming with a lance or whatever the Japanese equivalent of a lance is. I'm sure there's a name for it, but
Big
yeah,
pikey stick.
pike. Yeah. So yeah, we see three sort of violent introductory scenes there, and you're kind of going, right, who's that guy who killed those two guys? He's got a wife as well, and she's pretty sick. So what's that all about? Then we see the sisters going, okay, you were the cleric of the Naruto family, so now we're killing you. Then yeah, so this one of the siblings stabs him, and you see another fake bit of blood, and it just spurts up in a little, as if you're tapping your kitchen sink, just splash back at you. There's no gush. There's no gushing. There's no gushing.
Yeah.
I want gushes.
I appreciate the garroting, but with the stab, it should have been, and it was an arterial strike as well, so it would have gushed.
Yeah.
So that should have been all over the place. But no, just a bit of CGI.
And see, that's the problem as well. When it's CGI, nobody gets blood on them.
Splattered, yeah.
They have a few dots on them, but it's not messy. So after all those things, we get this nice introductory sort of music thing where the hoes in the fields are making the music.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed this. As it was building into the music as they were farming, I was kind of going, oh, I don't know, but the rhythm, something about it, kind of made me smile. And it was weird as well, though.
It was weird, and I think it bookends what happens at the end as well with weirdness, with a weird production choice.
That annoys me for other reasons, but we can get into that later.
We'll get into that later. I thought I was watching a Bollywood movie at the end.
Exactly. Yeah, I said, "Where's Simon Cowell to hit the big red button?"
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it was strange.
I'll say it now. In fact, we've mentioned it. You've opened that door.
Yeah,
I was surprised by the amount of money they must have spent on the choreography for that. Where that money could have been spent on practical effects and a bit more fight scene choreography. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree. It's I thought the music at the end was catchy, but it was just a bit weird. It didn't fit right into the whole scope.
This isn't a movie with funky songs. It's not supposed to be. It's a period piece set 1850s, the Edo shogunate.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with Bollywood?
Yeah, I felt like Slumdog Millionaire at the end.
Yeah.
At the train station. But yeah, back to the intro. Like I did like that hoes making music.
That's a title of an amazing movie right there.
You hoes making music. Anyway, Zatoichi has made his way from killing a few dudes, hoodlums on the road. He's helping Aunt Uemi with her veggies coming home, and he's an interesting character, and I didn't really think I was going to like him the way he was being portrayed by Takeshi, because he was just giggling weirdly and muttering, and I was like, but I grew to like that
It's
during
the
the
same
movie.
as, and it's weird because there's very little to his character, but
Yeah,
it's kind of subtle, and it kind of, as you say, it kind of grows on you a bit.
it does. It was just a little bit, I don't know, strange at the start. I was like, can you talk? Are you blind and mute?
Yeah, yeah, it did feel a
Yeah.
bit like that.
Yeah. So we head back to the Ronin for hire dude. He's in a room with his at this point I thought they might have been just siblings, sister and brother, but it's his wife and she's sick. And he's like going, I'm gonna have to do some work. I have to do some official work. I'm a skilled
Yeah.
Ronin, so um
To me, if I was him with those skill sets, instead of working for a bunch of jerks, I would have just killed them all, take the money.
yeah, well, he wasn't too shy of just killing people left, right, and center. So yeah, he could have
Yeah,
just
regardless of whether or not they deserved it, he did it for money. Why not just
yeah,
kill the guys that paid you to kill some guys and know they were bad guys in the first place?
yeah, you could have paid for some whatever
Medicine straight
medicine.
away for your
Yeah,
wife who needs it now.
yeah, quite seriously, she needs something.
Not 6 months down the line.
No, no. So he heads to the pub. And the pub is a very central thing to the to the
Certainly is.
to the and I actually called it. Actually, I called something during this. I said the old man behind the counter is a little bit interesting. He's going to be something. I didn't know he was going to be what he was, but I thought he was something. There was something extra to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got there. Anyway, he's in the pub and he goes, "Yo, can you tell that gang boss here, that I'm available for hire to Oh no! What does he do? He slices the sake first
Yeah,
in the pub.
there's a couple of lads coming in doing a bit of a protection job on the pub, on the sake pub. And he interrupts their shakedown by chopping one of the lads' sake bottles in half, and he said,
Yeah,
"Running for hire, buddy. Go tell your boss."
yeah. Hurry up! And they all run out screaming comically.
Yeah,
So boss comes in and he says, "All right, show me your skills." And he goes, and he sees his rope is on his sash is like broken. And he's like, "Oh."
that's
He
interesting.
says, "Look down." The sword is in between his toes. I don't know how he didn't spot that.
Yeah, yeah. At least all his toes were there.
Yeah. Imagine if you looked down and his toe was gone.
Oh, my foot, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh.
You're hired.
I don't know whether I should be hiring you or not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, again, interesting. It didn't really show anything happening other than again. I would have
Yeah.
liked a little bit of choreography here, a little bit of something swordsmanship.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of the fight scenes lacked a bit of production, a lot of planning, a little bit of planning to it. Like even at the end when Ronin for hire and Sato's face off, it's like it's quite clever the way it's done, but it lasts like a
It's
second.
over too quick because it's been building up. Really has. It's been building up the whole way through the movie, and you know there's going to be like it's obvious. The first 20 seconds after the first scene's over and the Ronin pops up, you know they're going to meet and it's going to be a fight. So, even though it's a trope, I want it to be, I want it to be good.
Yeah.
It's been built up. Give me what I want. God dang it.
Yeah, even at the end of like Kill Bill 2 and
Yeah.
when the bride meets Bill, there's a bit of a fight, but then it is actually a little bit quick. The three hit heart thingy.
Yeah, but that was kind of built up throughout the movie, 2 movies as well, because that
Yeah.
move had been discussed, and the relationship she had with her sensei had been built up. So at least there was substance to why it ended so quick.
Yeah, they do meet once, and it doesn't happen
In
just
the
quite
pub.
yet. In the pub, yeah, the pub. It's like the Rovers return from Coronation Street.
Everything happens in the pub.
Yeah. Anyway, we head back. Zato was actually he's set up shop with Aunt Oemi, and he's just chopping logs and throwing logs into a pile
Like a ninja.
behind him like a ninja. And just he can do anything with his eyes closed, basically. We get sort of a backstory that the Ginzo boss, he wants to off the other two clans, and that's a running theme throughout, where the two clans get knocked off supposedly throughout the movie.
Yep.
The yelling sumo man pops up here, the comic relief guy that we told you about earlier. He's running around Aunt Wamy's house and just screaming. He's a baka. He's an idiot.
Yeah,
Bakades.
And what I like is he's not in it for very long, and it doesn't really go into him being an idiot or anything like that. He's just an incidental character. They kind of like him, so he's left alone. He's not picked on by the bad guys. He's not picked on by the good guys. Good.
Yeah.
But he's incidental.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's an interesting character to be in there, just running around.
Yeah.
But then Aunt Amy then describes her nephew as a gambling dude, and there was an interesting fade in when she's talking about his gambling, because he's there gambling when she's talking, like sort of this semi fade in that never really fully fades in. So it's another sort of interesting production choice when she's telling Zato about.
I kind of like that, to be honest.
It's
fine. Nice and subtle, yeah. Not as bad as some of the other production choices.
Yeah. What else happens then? Because Zato was saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna head out and get some sake and."
Yeah, so this is where Mr. Ronan, and Ichi. I call him Ichi because I googled the name of the movie, because Ichi's his name, and Zato no Ichi would actually be Ichi the masseuse, or Ichi the lowest caste blind.
Yeah.
Thingamajiggy.
Yeah.
But his name's Ichi, so I've written down Ronan and Ichi meet in the pub, and they size each other up for the first time. But before this happens, an important thing happens. Both guys have asked for sake, and Pops, the old man behind the bar, is sent down with a new bottle to each guy. Gives it to Ronan, gives it to Ichi. But in the process of giving it to Ichi, he kicks over Ichi's cane.
Yeah.
And picks it up. And this is where we find out that it's a sword. And then Ronan's like, ooh.
Yeah. Before there's Ronan, we see him killing a couple of people. The cart, I think, in the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes, the other family that needs to be knocked off, so that.
Yeah, the first clan, boss, basically.
Yeah. Easily done.
Yeah, very easily done. And it's interesting to note that, because Ichi, as we'll call him from now on, he says, "I smell blood on you," and they meet.
Yeah.
So just describe the drawing of swords here, because it basically determines the end fight.
It shows the gulf and skills between the two lads as well. But as the Ronin is pulling his sword from its scabbard, Ichi already has his blade pretty much drawn across the Ronin's throat, and he says, "Not enough room in here to fight," and they leave it like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's basically criticizing the way he pulls out his sword, because Ichi has it basically vertically opening up, and the Ronin, Hattori is his name, the Ronin.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it out from his body to fight.
Yeah, horizontally out.
Not nearly enough distance.
No. So that's interesting to note, because that's you can see at the end when they face off each other his thinking when he sees his Ichi pulling his sword out. Anyway, wifey's not happy that Ronan is doing some killing.
Nope, she ain't.
No,
is this for me?
Yeah. So then we have a flashback then to Hattori training, and he's training with some dude, and the dude is
with a wooden sword.
Yeah, dude with a wooden sword, and the dude with a wooden sword is just pretty much beating the shit out of everybody, all of the students, all of the Ronin students. And then we just flash back to not current day, but I think it's maybe a few years prior. Maybe he goes to that dude.
Yeah. He goes to and revenge.
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, I'm coming here to regain my honor because you hit me in the butt with a wooden pole." Yeah. You
Yeah.
embarrassed me. But I haven't been able to live it down. Anyway, the guy is sick, and he said, "Yeah, well, is there any honor
Go
in
go ahead. I don't really care, buddy.
yeah, any honor in just killing a sick man?" So he sees the wooden pole and he kills that instead.
Gotta
He's
kill
like,
something.
yeah, all right, have that, you inanimate object.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's a bit of a doofus. This
Actually,
Ronan.
the one thing annoyed me, and it annoys me in many of the movie, but if you're a samurai or you're a Ronin and you've put blood on your blade, you don't put it back in its scabbard with blood on it. But Mr. Ronin does that twice in this movie. You put it back in the scabbard with blood, you're lining the scabbard with blood, and you're leaving blood on your blade.
It's going to
And
get crusty.
it'll get crusty, and these blades are really precise. You don't want to be doing that. It like blood is acidic, so it'll just etch. Don't do that. So if you're going to be
Ronan.
killing people with a sword, don't do that. That's my advice.
Yeah. You hear that, all you Ronin out there? All right, so we see this. We see a bit of a gambling scene here, and this is I kind of like the gambling scenes.
Yeah, so do I actually. It's interesting.
So Ichi comes in and he just sits there. He never looks. He's always looking down and away when he's in somewhere, and so he's there listening to the dice roll because it's a simple game. It's odds and evens. So 2 dice in a cup and it's rolled. And so Ichi is basically using his heightened hearing senses to understand when the dice have rolled odd and the dice have rolled even. And so Shinkichi is there with him, sort of trying to learn
being
from
able
him.
being able to hear dice and where it falls is obviously daft, but this is one of the things I was more than happy to ignore the silliness of it because it's actually quite a good scene.
Yeah, I didn't really question this. I don't think at any point actually in this movie did I go, really? I was like, because you know when you're watching a Japanese movie, when you're watching a Japanese movie, you're going to get a lot of goofiness and unreal stuff, but
you've just got to accept it. If you're going to watch the movie, you have to take certain things as fact. You know they're silly, but let it go and just enjoy the movie.
It's part and parcel of it all. Anyway, he gets Shinkichi, who's Aunt Oemi's nephew, a few wins, and they're outside and they're looking in at the geishas for hire, and the 2 siblings come up to them and go, "Yo, you want a good time?
You want a party?"
So we cut
the
to
2 guys are like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And each is like, "Sure."
Yeah, he's like,
Well, he knows something's up.
Oh, he always does. He's always 2 steps ahead. So he's so it cuts to a scene where some idiot clown is doing some stupid scene. That annoyed me actually. It was so annoying. Just him. Yeah. So they're down and they're like going, "Oh, would you like us to dance and sing for you?" And then she's got a sword in her lute or whatever the Japanese instrument is. It's a Japanese lute, I'll say for this. So she twangs the strings a little to get the sword out, and Ichi goes, "Oh,
why are you releasing the tension on your strings?" And then she's like, "What? how do you know that, you blind fecker?"
And something like, "And you're not a woman." And all the audience goes, "Huh?" Yes. So one of the siblings is a boy, and then so basically then she's like going, "Well, you're not going to believe our story, but here's our backstory." And I actually like the backstory scene.
Same here. I think it's well played. It's kind of, it's a bit difficult to watch kids in a bad situation. Yeah, and it is a particularly bad situation that they go through.
It did remind me of the scene in Kill Bill where it turns into anime, and
it's exactly what I was thinking while watching it as well.
Yeah. I can't remember the schoolgirl's character's name in Kill Bill, but it's her backstory. Same theory.
Ori no Ichu or something like that. I can't remember. That was the
No, that's Lucy Liu, Orinichi.
Yeah, Orinichi. Sorry, yes. Yeah. That was her, wasn't it?
That's Lucy Liu. That's the head who gets her head scalped in.
I thought that was the backstory of how she became an assassin.
Was that her? I thought that was the schoolgirl character with the spiky.
No, that was her. Well, I could be wrong. I'll have to rewatch to be sure.
God, we suck. Who the what the hell?
Yeah, because she was the daughter of a GI and was Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese, half
Yeah,
Japanese,
yeah,
half
yeah.
and Chinese
That
heritage too.
yeah. So that was her heritage.
She's half Chinese, half Japanesey, as the I think it's RZA or the song goes. There's one of the songs in the
Yeah.
soundtrack. Or Enichi, half Chinese, half Japanesey. Yeah. Yeah, so that reminded me of it. It's good. Basically, yeah, the siblings hide under are feeding a little white mouse under the house, and the
That
clans.
that saves their lives.
Yeah, the clans that are in this little village that they're in right now are the ones that killed their mum and dad and all the rest of the staff. Basically, one of the clerks that they killed at the start of the movie let them in, open the door. So we loop that, we kind of do a full circle of that, and we're like going, okay, that's that loose end tied up. That's fine.
Yeah, so their backstory is revenge, and they're just about revenge, and
And
they've spent their
revenge,
last 10, 15 years revenge, which I get.
yeah, and revenge is a good strong backstory for any movie. You
Yeah.
can't really go wrong with it. So what else have we got here? So we've got then, oh yeah, we've got Shinkichi trying to listen to the dice
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, failing miserably.
Yeah. We've got the clan kicking the woman out of her inn, saying, "Yeah, you've got 3 days." So there's tension ramping up in this town. Like, these clans are no good people, basically.
Yeah, they're jerks.
Yeah,
They
So
deserve
that-
some Ichi justice. That's what they deserve.
yeah, and they're going to get it. So the bro insists now geishas are in the pub and they're looking for work. Say, hey, can you get Mr. Oji and Lord Sakai to, if they want some geishas? And they go, oh yes, let's do that. So then we've got this sort of cool scene where the brother, who is actually the dancer, is dancing, and Shinkichi and Ichi are gambling, and there's sort of
Yeah.
a blend between the two scenes, and I think that was quite
It's very well
good.
done, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so then that's the whole big shit show at the gambling place, isn't it? Ichi goes nuts and
Yeah.
chops his arm off.
Because they're getting a bit sick of Ichi winning, so they decide to change dice mid-throw. But Ichi, he's like, those dice don't sound the same as the ones you put in originally.
Why did you change that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start shouting, and Ichi's like, nah, I'm not shouting back, I'm just going to chop you up.
Yeah, so he chops off the dice roller's arm digitally, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then he kills a lot more people in there too. But it was a very good scene. I thought it was quite good, apart from the CGI blood and stuff.
This is what I think he chops a candle so the light goes out. So,
yeah.
So
yeah.
he already had massive advantage because he's a god dang ninja. But now nobody can see apart from him, and they're all screaming and running around with swords, and he's just killing them all.
Yeah, that's a good scene. And in the meantime, the brother, Mr. Lord Sakai is like going to the brother. Yeah, let's get out of here. I need to take you with me now. And sister's going, no, that's not going to happen. So slaps Mr. Oji, or hits him across the face with her massive plectrum.
yeah, dead plectrum.
Yeah. So they all get out of there, and they all just run to Aunt Oami's home during the rain-soaked night, which sometimes you could tell that the rain was digital as well during some of the scenes.
Especially the next day, it's still raining, and Mr. Nephew goes out with the umbrella.
Oh, with the umbrella?
It's just so
it's not raining.
Animated. It's not raining, no.
It's not raining. Yeah, it was bad.
Got a watering can over his head would have done the same job.
Which I probably think they were doing at some point. So then the Ginzo boss, they know where they are and they know who they are, and oh yeah, they're the Naruto sisters, and Oichi, that blind masseur guy, must be Zatoichi. But hey, let's not go after them now. Let's get the Funahachi gang first. That's what the Ginzo boss says.
In terms of priority, you go for the one that's existential.
Yeah,
that's silly move, buddy.
Yeah. So then we have a rain fight sequence, which is the Ronin
Yeah, he just tells everybody to you guys sit back. This is mine. I got this, and he just takes the other clan to pieces,
Yeah.
which is a nice piece of choreography.
Oh, it's terrible though. The CGI when he pushes through the bamboo stick and his thumb
Oh,
falls off.
listen, that's
Ugh, it was terrible.
that's because like the CGI wasn't needed because you can have practical effects do the exact same thing. The guys can clearly move a little bit anyway with a bit of choreography. Why not just leave it with that? Make it real.
Yeah, please make it real. Please, sir.
Or spend more money on your CGI.
Yeah, but even that, it's like you've got a great idea to put the sword to cut the
Yeah,
sword halfway through
and
the bamboo
the
stick.
practical effect is almost fully done.
Yeah, and then he just decides, oh no, I'm just going to put it through the hand as well, and it just looks terrible. It's so bad.
It does.
In between this, they painted eyes on Zatoichi, and he looked funny.
I did find that a humorous one.
That was funny. That was funny.
That's how they snuck out of town because he's got eyes. Clearly not a blind man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they didn't even have to show it to him anyway because he was hidden.
Yeah.
But we have another sibling flashback here to tell their story after they left their family and had to go around, and the brother had to go in for some dodgy
tricks.
dealings. Yeah, it was terrible, and
it wasn't very nice. No,
it was not good.
I actually, to be honest, I thought the scene was well shot. I thought it was quite poignant. So, yeah.
It was very good because they split the dance when he was a boy to the dance today when he was practicing in Aunt Oami's house. So that was very good and even the splicing between it were really dead on. It was like the exact body posture.
And you really feel sorry for the man / boy in that one scene because the things he's had to go through in his life to achieve, well, to keep him and his sister alive and to make the dream of getting revenge alive as well. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so this is when Shikiti takes a walk. I don't know where the hell he doesn't go anywhere.
He says he's going into town to see what's going on. But I thought he was going to I thought that would have led into a kidnappy type situation because he's a bumbling idiot. He's always going to get caught. The crime boss is looking for him and they know who he is.
Yeah.
But nothing comes from it. He just danders back a few minutes later.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole point of that was. And then we have another scene where this other sort of temporary gambling place gets a visit by the Ginzo gang, and their Ronin kind of fucks them up, right?
No, this is where this is before that gang gets wiped out, and this is basically saying we want to stand up fight with you guys. So they smash and absolutely destroy the Ginzo peeps because they're crap and they didn't bring the one good guy that they have that can fight, Mr. Ronin chap.
Yeah.
So that sets up the face off between the two.
Yeah, and Ginzo wins and Funahachi loses.
Yep, 1-0.
Then we have a scene that should be cut out of the movie. It's with Shinkichi doing a comic relief combat training with 3 idiots, and they just bash him over the head with sticks.
I know. It reminded me a little bit of what was that movie? The Kung Fu
Panda.
No, not that bad.
Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin.
Not that good. There was a piss take Kung Fu movie years ago with him fighting a cow and stuff. Just ridiculous, stupid, doesn't need to be done. Anyway, it'll come to me. But it was a waste of 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was. And it didn't have any extra sort of impact on the rest of the movie. Those 3 guys did not get trained and didn't play any part in solving the issue of getting the clan out of the town. Yeah, so the siblings go back to the pub and want to say sorry to OG, and basically they tell everything to the barman, like where they are, who they are. Yeah. It's like, that's so weird. So then
Ichi's up in the aunt's house there, so if you want to go say hello, I guess, like, oh, come on guys, really? You've survived 15 years plying your trade basically as assassins, and you just tell everybody everything. That's a mistake.
Yeah, pretty much. So so the gang heads out there and burns down Ento Uemi's house. Naturally, I thought they were going to kill him. I don't know why they didn't kill him.
Yeah, I don't get that either. It would have been definitely their MO, like,
Yeah. Before this, Zatoichi headed back into town. It was like, all right, we're probably going to have to sort things out here. He smells the burning, keeps going. I thought he was going to go back, but he keeps going.
He's on
puts
a mission.
back. Yeah, he puts back the scarecrow, which
I never like the scarecrow. Straw scarecrow pops up several times and kids playing it with and stuff like that. But I don't really get I might be missing something.
You are missing a little something, because in Japanese folklore and culture, the scarecrow is a symbol of guardianship.
Oh, okay. Well, that would fit in with Mr. Ichi, because that's exactly what he is. Effectively,
Yeah,
he just turns up and protects everybody.
Yeah, so they're
it fits right in with the next scene.
Yeah,
the two geisha girls who are over in Ugi's house have been found out, and they've now been surrounded by like 40 goons, hired goons.
Yeah. So so I think there's a symbolism in them putting back up the scarecrow. It's like, the guardians in town, motherfuckers.
Yeah, my buddies need me. The two geisha are about to be run through with about 20 swords.
Yeah,
and as one guy goes to stick the blade in, a blade comes through a wooden fence and kills him instead.
Yeah, and then quite deftly just pops up to undo the latch, undo the wooden beam.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah. So he kicked ass, and it's a good scene actually. He just kills everybody, and again, there's no competition. He does.
It's easy. It really is easy, and it never once. He's kind of like I haven't really seen One Punch Man, but in this he's like no one even comes close. Ronin scratches him.
Yeah, he does. At the end, it's coming up. The end is coming up.
Yeah,
this next scene, the bodyguard, the Ronin's wife, is at home doing something, and I was like going, what the hell is she doing?
A small little blade.
Yeah,
she's got a band around her waist.
Yeah, prepping herself. So then we see it's Zato and the Ronin Hattori on the beach. They're ready.
Big bonfire.
So here's the deal. Here's what happens. They're quite near to each other. Zatoichi opens his sword a little bit, just like what he did in the pub, and you can see Hattori's face going, oh, I know how he's going to swipe now. And it just kind of flashes back a little bit to the pub, and so it's like, okay. But then Ichi changes his angle a little bit, and he goes, huh?
And you're dead.
You're dead. It's over. Yeah, so yeah,
easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah. Next scene, his wife kills herself as well, as if she knew. Yeah, he's dead. He's not coming back.
Yep.
Then so one of the other clan head dude, I can't remember, is Mr. Oji or something. He's dead in the water or something as well.
Yeah, Oji's dead in the water.
Yeah.
Didn't actually get to see him die.
No, I don't know how he died. He died of exposure or something overnight. I don't know.
Heart attack.
Yeah.
God knows.
Zato's okay, or Ichi is okay because he's a bandage on his shoulder. He's smiling whimsically, sitting on a bed in the next scene. Then we have the next musical number where the construction workers are beating out a tune to the song, building up Aunt Uemi's house again. So that's quite nice as well.
And there's four of them sitting on a bench just discussing,
chatting
Ichi
away
and stuff like that. Here's where I write down, would you actually help the guys rebuilding your house, you lazy fuckers?
No, because there's roles for people, and they're probably the bloody leaders of the town now.
Yeah.
Get to work.
They're the new gang boss.
Yeah, get to work. So the four of them, so the two siblings, brother and sister, Shinkichi and Aunt Uemi, they're all there, happy, and Zatoichi's off again. He's gone. He's done. So he's wandering around, and these ninjas just pop out of nowhere.
The sand ninjas, as they put it.
Sand ninjas.
So buried in the ground somehow, and then suddenly they spring up. But Ichi's got them, He's like, oh yeah, chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
Get back down, you lazy fuckers.
Yeah. All of the ninjas come and blah. So just to let people know, there's two people that worked behind the bar. A middle-aged dude, let's say, and his elderly dad, was it? Or was it supposed to be his dad,
No,
or just a worker?
the story he gave was that he was some guy he found on the street, and he
Yeah.
took him in. Now, but that gets kind of reversed in a couple of
It
sentences.
does. So the middle-aged dude is one of the ninjas? Yeah, he is. Isn't he?
No, he's just a homeless guy that the boss man took in.
Yeah, I know, but he's there in
He's there
in the street with
he's there in the
Ichi.
street, so the
He
ninjas
says,
are kind of protecting him.
yeah, so he's there with Ichi. When all the ninjas die, this middle-aged dude behind the bar is standing there going, "How did you know I was the Kuchinawa boss?" And he was like, "Yeah, the minute I met you, I could smell you," or something. What did he say? I don't know.
I can't remember. I wrote down what he says to the next guy.
Yeah. But at this point, Zatoichi opens his eyes and he's got these beautiful Kurt Lazarus from Tropic Thunder.
That's exactly what they're like. They're mad blue eyes. Like almost like they're glowing.
What's the name of that fake movie with Tobey Maguire?
The Devil's Alley.
Devil's Abbey.
Alley.
Is it Ali or Abby? I thought it was Abby.
As an alley, as in the reference to the back end, you know.
Okay. Anyway, he opens his eyes and hey, he's not blind. He just closes his eyes a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, he kills him.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. He goes to the bar, and the old bar guy is there. The oldest bar guy is there, and he goes. It's me.
How did you know? And then he references back to that scene where he knocks over the cane.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I knew what you were doing. You don't fool me, buddy.
I got the cut of your jib.
Exactly. Yeah, and then he just chops him in half. Hey.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't. No, it's the guy before he slices up. Yeah, he just decides, no, I'm not going to kill you, buddy. I'm just going to take your eyes out.
Yeah.
How'd you like those apples, huh?
Yeah. You like those peepers. So yeah, he just swipes and blinds his eyes.
Then we go on to the Bollywood scene, which gets turned up to 11.
Right, so basically just quickly after that, there's a bunch of people on a stage dancing to drums.
So they're already dancing, but it's almost it's Bollywood light, because that kicks off before Pops gets killed. So it kind of segues into that, which is really weird. But then it goes back to the main bad guy's dead. Now Bollywood all the way up to 11 for some reason.
Yeah, they go hard. They really go hard. And this was released in 2003. I don't know when Slumdog Millionaire was released. Maybe
I suspect just after or before. Maybe leaning on that a little bit.
Yeah. So that's not the end of Zatoichi's. There's a weird scene at the end.
I don't know how I feel about this weird scene.
It's so weird. It's like a few seconds long. It's basically we see Zatoichi's face and
surprised look on his face.
A surprised look on his face, and a freeze frames on his. We see a close up of a rock on the ground, and his eyes are open. And
even with my eyes wide open, I can't see a damn thing.
Boom.
The end.
That's it. Yeah, thankfully you remember that line because I forgot what it was fully. But yeah, he basically just freeze frames on his stupefied face.
Oh,
huh?
The first thing that catches him out is a stone in the road.
Yeah, but then we go back to the Bollywoods, and it goes even harder, right? It doesn't end on his face; it ends on the Bollywood.
As far as I can tell, the Bollywood dance is still going on.
Yeah,
24 hours later.
Yeah, it was interesting the way they ended it off.
Yeah, it feels thematically weird. It doesn't fit, like what is a period movie, like from 1850. It's not set in India.
Yeah, it was an interesting and silly choice, maybe. Like it was kind of catchy, but like I don't really need it.
Catchy, but catchy in the right movie. Like it's. Yes, if it was one of the songs in Slumdog Millionaire, I'd be like, clicking my.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like if all the cowboys at the end of The Good and the Bad and the Ugly just did a hoedown, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, you got a pretty reasonably serious movie with a couple of silly little things, I suppose, through it,
Yeah.
and then the end of what was that Mel Brooks movie set in the West?
Blazing Saddles.
It's the end of Blazing Saddles. That's what I think this is. But
Yeah,
it's not.
it's
But it's not a comedy movie, so it doesn't fit.
no. And I guess it's supposed to be a sort of celebration of, okay, the clans are all dead, blah blah blah. We're a happy village now, so here's a dance and song number. Whatever. It was
Yeah, but
weird.
that celebration should be like a kabuki play or kabuki play, like not
Mm.
Bollywood.
Yeah. It's clearly a Japanese movie with Japanese symbology and themes and historical characters. Yeah, we don't need a sort of dance that just tap dancing a lot they were too.
Tap dancing, yeah.
It's a bit of river dance as well, like at its times.
Cultural appropriation there, buddy.
Here's Michael Flatley in a kimono. Let's go.
Oh God.
All right, so I gave the plot 2.75 out of 5. I enjoyed this movie actually. For all the flaws I noticed, I enjoyed it. That nearly 2 hours went by quite quickly for me.
Yeah, I put it down as 3 actually.
I had it as 3.
As we were discussing it, I marked it up because
I did the opposite.
Because I had it a little bit lower, and I was thinking, actually, I did enjoy this movie. And as I talked about it, yes, I enjoyed this movie. Yes, there were some stupid bits to it, yeah, but the story itself is solid.
Yeah, it's above average for me. I had it at 3, and then when we were talking, I put it down at 2.75, just because I think there's a lot more 3 rated movies that would be better.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
I think it's the geisha bit was interesting to me. Maybe that story by itself would have got a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be a good side movie to get those two as main characters. But I was looking at they've done no other movies like that IMDb can see anyway.
Takeshi has done a lot actually. And one movie that there's 2 movies that people might know him from. Ghost in the Shell, the most recent Hollywood version of it. He's the boss man in that. And Battle Royale.
Yeah, the original one, right?
Yeah, which I absolutely love.
And he's the Takeshi from Takeshi's Castle. Do you know Takeshi's Castle?
The jumping around the place, silly Japanese thing. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
He's Takeshi.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I was shocked too.
I missed that. How the hell did I miss that? Oh my God.
I don't know. Takeshi's
Castle. I love that show.
Yeah, and I it's so funny. And they did a reboot of it on Netflix, and I watched a couple of episodes. Of course, it's modernized and it's a bit more shitty, but he turns up. He comes in as Takeshi for a couple of episodes, or for one episode, and it's like, interesting.
That's wow. I didn't know Takeshi and Takeshi was called Takeshi.
Yeah, exactly. Neither did I until last night when I read it.
Oh my God.
The actor who plays Hattori was in the 2 Thor movies.
He was, yeah, as a bit of a nobody character.
Yeah, Tatanobu Asano was his name. Yeah, nobody else. There's a couple of the actors have done Japanese movies and stuff. I gave the acting 2.5. I thought it was average. I thought it was fine.
2.5. There was some brutal acting. I thought Takeshi was quite good. The Ronin was reasonably well acted, and I thought the geishas were very well acted. Everything else, maybe the ant was okay too, but everything else was slapstick.
Yeah, I thought it was just bang average. I didn't think anybody stood out. Yeah, I think the best characters were the siblings.
Yeah,
and Takeshi himself did good. I kind of liked his nuance. Like as we said, the first scene was like, is this how you're playing it?
Knowing smile and not really saying much.
The knowing smile and the sort of looking away and just a little affirmation grunts and stuff like that. I thought was quite nice. Sound brackets track, I'm going to give 3 out of 5 because the 2 musical, not the Bollywood number, but the 2 sort of hoes making music in the field and the construction worker music, and then just there's there's quite a lot of abstract Japanese instrumentals throughout the movie, which sort of fit it for me. I quite liked. I felt it was quite appropriate, the sort of music that was played throughout the movie
I mark it a bit harder because
of Bollywood.
it really annoyed the crap out of me. Not because it was a bad song, it's just vastly inappropriate. 1.5 for me. That's all I can give it because that was just so off the mark.
Oh.
Tap dance is not a Japanese celebration dance.
No. As we've talked, I had production at 3. I put it down to 2.5 because the more I thought about it, the more that the fake blood makes the movie worse. And it's not a bad movie. It's just that it makes it an average movie with the fake blood. I really wanted to see physical gushes and everybody covered in jam, strawberry jam.
Not raspberry jam. That wouldn't look good at all.
No, that's not good.
No, I may be a bit negative on this one because it really annoyed me from the get-go. I put 1.5. There are some good production elements in this, like the fading over and back between.
Yeah, that was good.
During when you were training the dance moves. That was fantastic.
Good. Yeah,
but the blood, and then the umbrella scene. There's just a couple of bits in it really drag it hard down for me.
Yeah, it was noticeable. Yeah. Like, can you not wait for rain?
Yeah. It rains in Japan. Or just get in a bloody watering can or something.
Yeah, and I read like they filmed it in Hiroshima, so it's not like they filmed it in Okinawa where it doesn't rain and it's sunny all the time. It's, it rains in Japan, so
yeah.
Just wait for it. Just time your bloody movie shot.
Yeah, and there wasn't that much that had to be shot in the rain, so why not just wait for those particular scenes to be shot on one rainy day?
Yeah, well, we'll never know. He was probably rushing to make Takeshi's Castle season 25 or something. Yeah. All right. Okay, so David Adelstein and Slate gave the movie 50 out of 100. He says, what saves Zatoichi is that it ends, for no clear reason, with a foot-stomping ensemble dance number that is both delightful and unhinging.
Yeah.
It sends you home with spasmodic giggles, convinced this Japanese imp has discovered a new path to your unconscious, which is sort of a weird review.
Yep.
Michael Wilmington in the Chicago Tribune gave it 100. Yeah, a masterpiece of wry violence and stylized mayhem. The Blind Swordsman turns loose one of Japan's most brilliant film auteurs, Takeshi Kitano, on one of its most enduring pop legends. So yeah, there's a big total series of animes about Zatoichi, and he's a big character. So yeah, that's the reviews there for that. I think let's stick a sword in Zatoichi. We're done.
Some animated blood sticking at the back of him.
Yeah. And let's roll our randomized number for the next episode. Oh my god. 31.
31?
Yes. Wow.
Oh, crap.
I don't even have to edit our episode now because I just went on to page number 2. Episode 31 is a classic that I've never ever watched, and I'm embarrassed to say so. It's Some Like It Hot.
Oh wow! Okay, I have seen this. I don't think it deserves to be up at number 31. It's still a good movie.
Oh well,
I haven't seen it in 30 years.
It's a very short summary. When 2 male musicians witness a mob hit, they flee the state in an all-female band disguised as women, just like Zatoichi and the sibling.
Yeah.
But further complications set in. Obviously a Billy Wilder movie. It's got a Metascore of 98 and a user score of 8.3. So
is this the one with Marilyn Monroe in it?
I think it must be. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. It's Billy Wilder's highest rated movie on Metacritic, ahead of Double Indemnity, The Apartment, and Sunset Boulevard. So it's definitely out there, definitely up there with quality stuff. So yeah, that's a good historical movie to get our teeth into. It's
interested to watch that again.
Yeah, 1959, 2 hours and 1 minute. Excellent. Okay, so Some Like It Hot will be our episode 44. Yes, 44. Please take a look at our TikTok. Follow if you're on TikTok. I don't blame you if you're not on TikTok, but we're putting all our scenes, some scenes from our movies up there that we've watched. We're all on all the audio podcasts. Get some reviews and ratings in there if you haven't done so already. And we will see you on episode 44 for Some Like It Hot. Bye bye.
Cheerio.